Hi everybody, welcome back to Animal Crossing Every Day. I'm Captain Explody and whatever. So today we are, if you can all open your activity booklets to page 14 that you've been given. I handed out activity booklets to everybody. I posted out some of the activity booklets and the activity pack to everybody. It's raining, I bet we get some good fish today. So, if you can all look at your activity backs, please. I would appreciate that. We can get the show on the road and do a little bit of indoor activity. We have a special opportunity to study sunflower. There's always a wide variety of other items as well. Only need to stop by. Why not indeed, Mr. Nuke? Why not indeed, Mr. Nuke? Let me think about it. Maybe because I'm a busy man. I've got other things to do. So we had this. Let me have a look at this. Don't like it. Out it goes. Out you go. I don't need it. I don't want it. So, if you open up your activity booklet to page 14, as you all know, we've done some of the other activities, so we don't need to start with them. But we're going to go to 14. It's going to be the little paint by numbers section. I assume everybody has some paint with them. You are going to need 48 different colors of paint to be able to accurately paint this picture correctly. Now, I was not responsible for giving you all your different paints. I handed out the activity books. I assumed that that would be good enough. I honestly don't have enough money to go out and give everybody 48 different colors of paint because there's a lot of people in the world. I can only do so much. I'm only one man, you know? But it should say on the activity book exactly which colors of paint you need. So if you consult that, possibly in the index page right at the back, I'm not sure. Possibly on page 14. I'm not sure. But if you check that, it should tell you exactly what colors you need for the coloring in paint by numbers section. So as you can see, the section is a lovely... Is it Missy? There's Missy. It is a lovely beach scene where there is a car that is driven onto the beach. And inside the car is the Beach Boys. And they all have different animals with them. So it's a little bit of a mix between the front cover of Pet Signs and a little bit like that picture of the Beach Boys that they're all surfing. You've seen the one. They get like a van with a surfboard outside and they're all like driving the van on the beach. So it's a mixture of those two pictures. And we need to color it up. And also one of them is wearing a fancy hat that is very colorful. And yeah, I don't know what she's talking about. Don't tell me you've already caught them all. Yeah, sure. Of course I caught all the fish. So one of the Beach Boys is wearing a fancy hat, and I need you to accurately color in his hat. Don't be all like silly with it. Don't just paint whatever you want. You have to paint his hat exactly the right color that it is, and that's where you look at the paint the numbers thing, because that tells you exactly what color to paint his hat. Because if you don't paint it correctly, Al Jordan will be very angry at me. He's like, I authorized. I mean, all the other Beach Boys did too, but he is specifically like, I authorized you guys to use my likeness specifically because I thought you were going to accurately portray my hat in the right colors. So please don't make sure nobody fucks around with this. And I'm like, dude, I'm only one man. There's only so much I can do. Have you ever seen paint by numbers? People just do whatever they want anyway. You know what I mean? It's nothing to do with me. I can't change that. What's up? Right on. I just picked up a playroom rug that was sitting over there. I don't think it's edible. So I'll give it to you. Oh, wow. Some crud. It's just what I wanted. I wanted some crud. Alright, so whenever the paint by number section is finished, please make sure to send it to the Beach Boys. There should, I don't think there's an address in the activity book because the Beach Boys didn't want to be bothered, and I understand. So if you just Google the address for the Beach Boys, they probably have like a PO box for like Beach Boys stuff. But I don't think that one goes directly to the Beach Boys. So what I would do is like actually look up the address for like Al Jordan and what's his name? What was that guy's name? Bruce Johnson? Jackson? Johnson? Wasn't it? I think. Mike Love. Oh, absolutely send some stuff to Mike Love. He will love that, pun intended. Draw a mustache on Mike Love though. And then send it to him. He'll find that funny. He seems like a guy with a real good sense of humor, that Mike Love. Let me tell you. Funny stuff with that guy. He's hilarious. There are more activities in the activity book. We will get to some more of them in a second. There's a word search. I wonder if you guys are ready for the word search. Whenever you finish the paint by numbers, please let me know. Please shoot your flare into the sky. And then I will see the flare and I'll go, aha, they're ready to move on. I'll describe the word search for you. But I don't want you to move on to the word search just yet. Until you have finished the paint by numbers. And until you have posted the paint by numbers of the Beach Boys to the Beach Boys. This is very important. They need to see this. They need to know that fan art still exists in the year 2022. We're doing this for the Beach Boys. And you know me. I love the Beach Boys. I really do. But they also should have probably have stopped touring like 20 years ago. You know? I always find it weird whenever artists keep playing their music for too long. Because like the Rolling Stones, right? The Rolling Stones still play. And everybody's like, yeah, the Rolling Stones, it rules. And they go to see the Rolling Stones because they really like the Rolling Stones, right? And fair enough. I don't like them, but some people like them. But if you go to see the Rolling Stones now, when they're all 70 and they're all old and shit, right? Are you really seeing the Rolling Stones? Is this really the best version of the Rolling Stones you could be watching? Do you know what I mean? It feels a little like unfair that, like, if the options are don't see the Rolling Stones because they're not in their heyday, or see the Rolling Stones now as weird, like, scary skeleton things that are way past their... I'm sure they can all still play their instruments. That's not the issue. But, like, it's not the same. They don't have the same energy or the same meaning behind the songs. They're just kind of there and they're kind of playing it. And they don't need to. They have so much money. The Rolling Stones, they don't need to do any of this. You know what I mean? So, I don't understand. And it's kind of the same with the Beach Boys. Like, I kind of like the idea that whenever you're 70, you still love going up on stage and playing music. But at some point, you're like, I've done it. I've done enough. I've played everywhere. The people who come to see me aren't seeing the best version of me. Not even close to the best version of me. So, should people continue to pay £60 for that? Is that fair? You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know. I don't think it's good. I don't think it's necessary. I wouldn't pay $60 to go see the Rolling Stones or the Beach Boys. And like I said, I really like the Beach Boys. But, you know, you can watch a concert of the Beach Boys at home from like the 60s or the 70s or even the 80s or the 90s. But then after a while, if you get into the 2000s, you're like, this is like 50 years. You know what I mean? Who's good after 50 years of touring? It sounds silly. We're getting into silly territory. And I don't want my music to be silly. Oh, Christ. Black. Alright. Finally. See, now she asked me. She asked me what color I wanted. That was nice of her. Instead of all these other freaks just being like, boo, it's purple. Who was the one that made it brown? Somebody made my roof brown. And I'm like, that's disgusting. Who wants a brown roof in this day and age? I ask you. Ridiculous. No, I don't want to save a letter. I pressed the wrong button. Oops. See, that's me in my old age. I'm just getting bad at this. I shouldn't keep playing Animal Crossing after I'm 50, but I just can't help it. I love it so much. I'm a bad boy. Well, I'll never learn. I just need the money so bad, you know. Mike Love like sued a bunch of the Beach Boys for stuff, and then continues to go out and play with the Beach Boys. Isn't that mad? Like, what's wrong with him? Doesn't he care about the band that he's actually in? I don't know, man. Weird shit, dude. Beach Boys. I love the Beach Boys, but also, like, they have so many albums. How many of them are good? I bet this is the same with the Rolling Stones as well, right? Everybody loved the Rolling Stones in the 60s. But at some point, you're listening to new Rolling Stones music in, like, the 90s or 2000s or whatever. Who's saying that those are bangers, right? Who's like, yeah, this is why I love the Stones. You know what I mean? I don't think so. Bam! Got it. What is it? Evening Cicada. Do I have that already? I don't know. I'll keep it for now. Hello, Stinky. Afternoon. The rain doesn't bother me in the slightest. Struck it off like water off a duck's back. That's the spirit. This kid knows what's up. Just don't pay attention to the weather. Maybe it won't pay attention to you. Well, thank you very much for that wisdom, Stinky. You're a wise boy with a hand. Maybe two hands. Anyway, thank you very much. I think we're going to wrap things up here. I talked about the Beach Boys and the Rolling Stones a little bit whenever I intended to talk about the Captain Explody activity book for some reason, but oops. Oh well. Don't worry about it. So I'll be back again tomorrow for more adventures. Make sure to send the colored in thing to the Beach Boys. And I will see you guys tomorrow. So thanks for watching and goodbye.